Okay, great. It looks like I see lots of green checks, so hopefully everyone can hear me. Thanks for coming today. My name is Lauren Niemeyer. I work in the Learning Technologies group in the Office of Information Technology. And today we're going to be showing you how you can use Facebook and Google Plus as collaboration tools in your class to connect and share course-specific information. So we'll specifically be focusing on secret groups and lists in Facebook Hangouts and circles in Google+. I know one of the main concerns with faculty with social media is being able to draw that line and keep your own personal identity separate from your instructor identity. So the features we're going to talk about today will help you do just that. So I want to get a little feel for where everyone is in regards to using social media in your classes. So please take a moment to answer this question. Have you used Facebook or Google Plus in your classroom? And if yes, what did you do? Okay, just a few more seconds. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. Looks like someone has used Google Docs to share files with students, and that's excellent. And I'm going to be showing a way that with Google Plus you can still incorporate the Google Docs, and I think you'll really just love it. So before we start the hands-on part, I want to share with you an interesting research I found. This survey was conducted in June by the EDUCAUSE Center for Applied Research, and it was taken by 3,000 students from more than 1,000 colleges around the country. And the results show how technology is shaping students' lives both inside and outside the classroom. The study found that 9 out of 10 college students say they use Facebook for social purposes, like writing status updates, posting pictures, and the majority of these students, 58%, say they feel comfortable using it to connect with other students to discuss homework assignments and exams. And 1 out of 4 students even went so far as to say they think Facebook is valuable and extremely valuable to their academic success. I posted a link to this study at the end of this presentation, but I just thought it worked really well, and it worked perfectly with what today's topic was, so I wanted to share that with you. So what is a secret group? A secret group is in Facebook, and it allows for a safe and private collaboration environment for both you and your students, and it's housed within the Facebook application. And by safe and private, I mean that within this secret group, you and your friends will be able to collaborate. You and your students will be able to collaborate in your designated group space, and as long as you set the correct permissions, you won't be able to see each other's personal information outside of this group. So no one will be able to see your personal wall posts, your pictures, etc. So it's good to keep that balance. So now I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get started. When you first log into Facebook, if you don't have a Facebook account, that's fine. Just go to www.facebook.com and set up an account. It's very simple. But from right now, I'm just going to assume that you already have an account. So the first thing that you must do is make your profile searchable on Facebook. So you want your students to be able to search for you. So to do that, you click on this drop-down arrow, and you go to Privacy Settings, and you scroll down a bit until you see How You Connect. Then you click on Edit Settings, and you may have it set to everyone, you may have it set to just friends, but in order for your students to be able to find you, at this time you have to have it set towards everyone. And the same goes for who can send you friend requests. So make sure you choose everyone for this as well. And then you click Done. We're going to go back to our home, and at this time, Facebook, it doesn't allow you to set up a secret group unless you have someone you can add to it at the time of creation. So before you can set up your secret group, you need to have your students request you as a friend. So when the student, let's see, I think someone said something. JV said, my main concern about using social media JV, I'm actually not going to be going over non-university resources. What I would suggest is to maybe keep all of your university or specific things that you don't want shared out on the web. I mean, it will be in a secret group, but I hear your concerns, and maybe if you have anything like that, just use simply the Elm Secure LMS for that. Maybe use this Facebook secret groups for your students doing group work or group projects where they can get together and share their ideas. So that's what I would suggest for that. Okay, I'm going to go back to here, and so once your students request you as a friend, it's going to show up in this right next to the Facebook logo. It may be hard to see, but there's these two little people. And right now, I don't have any friend requests in here, but once you ask your students to be your friend, you will see a lot of them. But just to show you what you have to do now, I'm going to click on See All Friend Requests. Oh, I'm going to click on, Find Friends. And manage friend lists. So you can just get an idea of how you have to change them from friends, how they'll come in originally, to you want to put them on a restricted list. And that's really important. That's what's going to make sure that both parties, they won't be able to see your private information. And then you will have to communicate with them that if they don't want you to see their private information, then they need to put you on a restricted list. So when your friends come in, it'll have a button like this, and then you hover over it, and you scroll down to Show All Lists, and you scroll down a little bit more, and then there'll be a restricted. So if you click that, the restricted will have a check mark next to it, and then they will automatically be on your restricted list. So they won't see any posts that you make to anything unless you are putting something publicly out there. So once you have at least one student in your restricted list, you can go back to your home screen and actually create your secret group. So if you scroll down a little bit, I'm going to move over this a tad so you can see. There's a groups page. So you click Create Group, and then give the group a name, such as the title of your class. I will call this Biology 101. And then the privacy section, this is the most important. You want to make sure you set the privacy level to secret. And then you start adding your students one by one. I'm going to add Lee Zhu. Many of you probably know her. She works with me in the Learning Technologies group. So thank you, Lee, for agreeing to be my guinea pig. And then once you have at least one member, you can click Create. So any updates to your secret group now will filter into everyone's news feed that's a member of the group. And you're able to share and collaborate within a protected and private area in Facebook, so no one will see this. Now, once you're inside, you can add photos, video. You can poll the class. If you have a very large class and you're lucky enough to have a TA, setting up the secret group would be a perfect task for them. You can friend your TA just like we did before and add them to your restricted list, and then once they're added to the secret group, you can make them an admin, and this way all the student friend requests will go through them. So to make someone an admin, you click on the members, and then just click on the button. I'm going to make Lee an admin, and she can remove members, and I'm going to give her that privilege, and click OK. So I'm going to go back to my wall, and like I said, you can post announcements, you can post updates, students can share photos they take, video. You can poll the class with this Ask Question option. And this is neat. For example, if you have students read a chapter of the textbook for homework, but you want to get a quick read to see if they're prepared for class or they have a good understanding, then this would be a great way to do that. It's a quick way to survey the group. Or maybe you just want to set up this area as a space where they can feel free to post questions about their material for any questions they're having, and then other students or yourself can pop in on a daily basis to answer them. This could be like the equivalent to a water cooler discussion forum maybe you set up in your Elm space. But since I mentioned earlier in the EDCAR survey, 9 out of 10 students are logging into Facebook every day, it just makes sense. If they see any questions or updates, it would appear on their news feed. So it's just a feature. Another way to use this secret group feature, and perhaps the most manageable if you have a larger class, is if you break the class into different groups. So whether you choose them or not, they can set up their own secret spaces, and the team leader can friend you and add you to their team space. And this way, if you have a class of, say, 100, it would be maybe more manageable to divide that into 10 groups. So you would only have to be friends with 10 people or 10 team leaders. Or I guess better yet, if you do have that TA, then they can be friends with the 10 team leaders and just give you access to the 10 group spaces. So using the secret groups for team projects can work really well. It gives them a private space to interact with each other and quickly post ideas to their teammates. They can use this Docs feature to collaborate. And this Docs feature, it's kind of a watered down version of a Google Doc. But if you're just doing simple collaboration, this would be a great tool. If you're doing more intensive group work, then I'm going to suggest you use the tool in the next topic today that I'm going to be talking about, and that is the features of Google+. So before we get into that, does anyone have any questions about the secret groups? Okay, well then, let's just move on to Google+. Give me 1 second to pull it up here. So according to the EDCAR survey, they did a study, and they asked the students about one website that they couldn't live without, and 36% of the sample group said Google was what they couldn't live without. So I thought, since this is most students' #1 site, Google Plus is a natural progression for them, especially since all of University of Maryland students have Google Apps accounts. That's what their TERP mail is through. So that just seemed to be a perfect fit. So to get here, you can go to plus.google.com. And when Google Plus was it's brand new. So it was first released back in July, and it was a beta version. And you may have heard that you had to be invited to test it out. Well, this September they opened it up, and anyone now with a Google account can sign up for Google Plus. And even more recent, last week, they connected the university Google App accounts. So now Google App account users, which are all the University of Maryland students using TERP mail, they can log into Google Plus seamlessly with their university Google account instead of having to have a separate Gmail account. Now, they still will have to activate their Google Plus account. So if you are planning on using this, just make sure you remind them to do that. And since since you all have Exchange as your email, you will need to set up a Google account if you want to use Google Plus. But if you're using Google Docs already for our one member who's using Google Docs, then you're all set. You just have to activate your Google Plus. And it will be a natural fit for you and your class. And I think that you guys are going to love the Hangouts feature and all the collaboration opportunities. So let's go ahead and log in. Click sign in. What's great about Google Plus is the seamless integration, like I mentioned before, with the rest of the Google suite. So if you log in directly into your Gmail account, just as you may know, there's a Google Docs tab here. There's also a Google Plus tab as well. So see how there's a plus sign next to my name? Anytime I log into my Gmail, all I have to do is click on my name with the plus, and I go straight into my Google Plus account. If I click on the documents, I go straight into my Google Docs. So in case anyone has not seen Google Docs before, this is the main layout. Where Facebook, the main area, is the news feed. Google calls this their stream. And the stream, just like Facebook, shows the updates from people in what Google calls your different circles. So remember how we just went through all those steps to add your students to the restricted list in Facebook? Well, Google Plus makes it a little bit easier, dividing people into groups, and how they do it is called circles. So it's an easy way to communicate the information you want directly to the appropriate people. So let's take a look. So on the top of the screen, I'm going to click on this button that looks like circles actually. And now I am viewing everyone I am connected with currently. So if I wanted to add students, I'm going to click on the Find People button. And a great feature that Google Plus has is the ability to upload an address book. So if you download email addresses from Elms or your email into a CSV file or a VCF, the vCard format, you can upload the entire class roster right into this area. So then you simply click on their name to highlight it. And I'm going to drag these two names. Let me expand my screen a little bit. I'm going to drag Okay, there we go. So down here you can see the different circles. Whoops, sorry. And I'm going to drag these two names down into a new circle. So there's two people down here, in this newly created circle, and I'm going to click Create Circle. And I'm going to give this circle a name, such as your course title. So let's call this Chemistry 101. And say create circle with 2 people, but you will probably have a lot more in your class. And instantly the entire class is added, instead of one by one having to add them to the list like we were doing in Facebook. So like I mentioned before, if you have a large enough class and you have a TA, this is something they could definitely set up and give you access to. So, okay, now that you have your circle set up with your students, we can create a hangout where they can collaborate. So this is where things get really fun. So I'm going to go back to my home, click on the home button, and scroll down. And a hangout is an area where students can collaborate. You can set up multiple hangouts for every circle that you have, just depending on, you may have to set up multiple hangouts depending on your class size, because only 10 people can be in a hangout at one time. Although you can send the link out to the entire circle. So you can create a hangout for anything from team spaces to virtual office hours. Oh yes, you have to install this plugin real quick. Bear with me 1 minute. Okay, here we go. Oh, here you can see me. Hello. I'm using June's computer. She was so nice to let me use it. So it says, has a cute little note, check your hair and make sure your mic works. And I'm going to click Hangouts with Extra because there's some really neat new features that I want to show you guys. Now, I'm going to give my Hangout a name. It's really important, and this sounds kind of crazy, I know, to give your Hangout a unique name. So try to give it your actual course name. The reason I say this is because if somewhere out in Google land there's another Chemistry 101, when you click Start Hangout, you will be sent into this Chemistry 101 class. And I did this firsthand, but last week I was practicing and I added a test. I know it's very original. It's a test hangout, and instantly I was added to Mary and Janine's hangout, and I had no idea who they were, and it was very strange for all of us. So just a quick little tip there. And then down here, you invite others to hang out. So this is where you'd add your circle. I'm going to, let's see, I think I need the chemistry one. So I'm going to click here and then click Start Hangout. I'll expand this a little bit so you can see. So once you're inside your Hangout, you can have up to 10 people at once. So they would all be listed over here on the side. If you're a little camera shy and you just want to use your voice, you can mute the video. And so then no one can see you. And then right over here on the left is this double arrow, and so it gives you all your options of things to add. So some of the new features just released in the past week include screen sharing, which is really an excellent addition. There's Google Docs integration, Notes, and Sketchpad. So needless to say, this is a very exciting new tool with some endless collaboration opportunities. So if you click Word or Sketchpad, you just click Open. I'm just going to hit Dismiss here. And you can add things in here. A really great idea for the Hangout is a virtual office hours, and you can have your student upload their essay from Google Docs, or I'm just going to click Add Document. They can upload any file, just it's a simple upload, so they can upload their essay, and you both can go through it together and review it along with them. The students in your class can create their own study groups. They can meet virtually and go over a spreadsheet for accounting, say, by using the Google spreadsheet. Then they can share it with you to review. It's endless, the possibilities. It's really exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing for now. Does anyone have, oh, sorry, look at all these questions that are coming up. Let's see. Agnes says, can you create a Hangout within a circle, or do you need separate circles? So I think what you first do is you can create your circles, but also once you're in a Hangout, you can, even if, say you invited that chemistry group and then you thought you wanted to add someone new, well, then you can just click on this invite button and then add more people from other circles. So you can even add someone's email address to invite them. Will everyone be able to see each other too, or just the circle? Everyone will be able to see anyone that's in the Hangout. There's also a feature where you can share a circle. So if you're the instructor and you created your own circle, you would just, let me go back to that. I'm going to exit this Hangout. And I'm going to go back to circles. Bear with me 1 minute. I know it's here somewhere. There's definitely, oh wait, it's right on the actual circle, I think. So it's right here, so you can click share. Oh, these people, I just added fake people, so they haven't responded yet and they're not Google Plus users, but once everyone is, you can share that circle. So you could share that circle with your whole class. The share screen, if you are in the Hangout, that would share the screen of the person who clicks it. So if you're all in the Hangout and there's one student who wants to show the instructor something they've been working on, if you're in a photography class and you didn't want to upload the picture, you're just showing them the Photoshop file, you just hit share screen and they'd be able to see what you're seeing. I didn't click on it here because I'm already sharing my screen, so I think sharing a screen within a screen, it would just get really confusing. So that's why I didn't show you that. Yes, you can upload a PowerPoint and then Google will convert it, I believe, into their PowerPoint feature, but then you can download it back as a PowerPoint as well. Is there any delay internationally? I haven't, since it's so new, I haven't actually been able to test it with any international students, but I imagine that it would be okay. I guess the further you get towards the 10 limit max, it may be a little bit, maybe it might not work as well as if it's just one-on-one. So if you have more than 20 in your class, that's definitely fine. You can share this one Hangout, or you can split your class. If you shared the one Hangout, then you would just say maybe, okay, A through F, if your last name is, and sign in at this time, or just coordinate. I think, I'm not really sure. I haven't tested to the max with full to see what happens, but I just believe like they may get a sign that it's like a waiting sign. You're right. JV, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of the same tools. This is just sort of a supplement. So if you wanted to do something, the same tools as in Blackboard, this would just be an addition, a supplement. If you're getting feedback from your students that they want to, you can ask them if they want to use more of the updates, if they're always on Facebook or they're always in Google, and I guess it just depends on your situation. But if you ever want to talk through anything, I'm always here, and we can set up an appointment and work to figure out what would work best in your situation. Is there a record of interactions? There actually, I think it was added last week. There is in the Hangout feature a way to record, but I haven't tested it out yet, so I don't know how well that works. But I did read that it's called, I think, Google Air or Hangout Air, Google Plus Air, something with the Air, and you can archive and record the session. So these are all really great questions. I'm just So I just want to highlight one last thing. I'm going to stop sharing. I just want to highlight one last thing that I thought was a really cool feature of Google Plus, because it combines all the functionality of the Google Apps Suite with the mobile technology. So this is just another feature of the Google Plus Hangout. It's an app that you can download for Apple and Android devices. It just looks like a little G with a plus sign next to it, and it's free. And students can use the Hangout feature on the go, the same features as the web version we went over with, but it's just a neat way if they're running around, or even you yourself can log in to the Hangout or share things and collaborate all within your mobile app. So I know some people may use Skype to do this, but Skype has a group video chat, but at least one of the group members must pay for the premium service. And also with Skype, it must be used on your computer, and mobile users can call in, but they can't see anything. So it functions a lot like if you have an iPhone, the FaceTime feature, but it allows for those same 10 people to be in at once. So just another neat feature that I wanted to show to you with the Hangout. So does anyone have any, here's the website with the study, but does anyone have any further questions? Okay, and again, if can you work on a document together? Yes, you can. You can work on a document using the mobile app in the Hangouts, or if you're on your desktop in the Hangouts feature by clicking on sharing your Google Doc. So you would work in a Google Doc, or you can upload a regular file and it will convert it to the Google Doc, and then your whole team can collaborate in there. So it works really well with group projects, things like that. So if anyone has any questions, or you'd like to explore this further or talk with me, feel free to email at learningtools@umd.edu. Oh, let's see. Oh, perfect. That's great. Oh, yay, that's great news. So now you know a little bit more, and if you have any more questions, again, feel free to talk to me. And thank you all so much for being so patient with my technology glitches. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.